Hello and welcome to module number 5. I am Kiana Brathwaite, soon to be Kiana Jennings White, and I want to welcome you to module number 5, financial. Ooh. This one. So, this is a really interesting one. Actually before I get into the story, the history, any of my personal experiences with this particular aspect, I want to give a moment to just pause for everybody to sit with what comes up for you as I say this aspect of health that aspect of self that we're going to focus on, and it's actually health as well, right? Is going to be financial or money related, monetary. How does that feel? Like, do you feel something? Do you hear something? Does anything reverberate? And if you feel something, where in your body do you feel it? For me, when I say financial aspect of self, there's a nice openness in my heart that happens, but that was not always the case. So just see where you feel it. And feel into, does that feel as though it's something that's recent? Is this always the way that it's felt? Has it evolved? Because what it really boils down to is, what is your relationship with physical resources, right? For me anyway. So I'm going to give a few seconds to just sit with that. Take a nice deep breath. I'm going to say financial aspect of self, money, monetary resources, self-worth, self-value. And just see what bubbles to the surface. And make note of it. You don't have to take it down or, engage with it. Just make note of what comes up as we take these deep breaths with each other. And let it bounce around in your internal world, right? Those words. And just breathe. And allow it to be. You don't have to change it. You don't have to fix it. You're just observing. You're witnessing. Sit with it for a little bit longer. A few more seconds here and there. Breathe as comfortably as you want. Sometimes it could be tight, right? Because there's a constriction around it. And sometimes it may be easeful depending on where you are in your relationship with your financial aspect. So we're going to take one more deep breath here. And just let that float around as I continue to talk through this aspect. So for me, that financial aspect there's so much behind it, right? There's so much quote unquote weight to it, or there has been. And my giving myself space to really sit with this and define this led me to creating a strategic path or a path towards financial freedom, which I actually want to sit with and review to see where I am on that, that path. And I created it as this linear thing, and it's not really a linear path, right? Life has not been linear for me. It's actually been like zigzag, Tasmanian devil all over the place, tornado/hurricane with some tsunamis. But let me define for you or share with you what my definition of this financial aspect, and it has to do with cash flow, money management, material abundance, wealth, material access, what my relationship is with money, how I use it, how I view it, how does it flow to me, how does it flow through me, right? How does that continual flow of circulating it. But then also physical abundance, right? Environmental abundance, because to me, those are all tied. What is my self-worth? How do I value myself? So those are the definitions to which I apply to this aspect. And I had to define it. Like I said, I give you space, and I want you to hold space for defining these for you, because then you'll be able to connect with them deeper And there'll be a true reflection of your internal world. And again, it's going to evolve as it should as you move through the different phases of what these aspects are versus what they become, how they emerge. And yet, understanding that a lot of my internal value, I'm going to talk about me, my experience, right? How I've been able to earn, where I've earned, what my earnings have looked like, what my production within my society, my family, my community, all of that has to do with that financial aspect. All of that filters into other aspects as well, but it really was tied to the identity aspect of myself where am I productive? Am I providing? Am I living up to my potential? It really deep for me when I sat with this particular aspect. And it's funny because for me it went deeper than even sitting with myself and my spirituality, which was really interesting to me. So I will close this out with an invitation, again, to give yourself time to really sit with this particular aspect and see how deeply rooted or how superficially rooted it is. Are you somebody who says, money doesn't matter to me, it's not my motivation, and yet you're not holding space for the weight, the gravity to which it really does hold within your life? Or are you constantly chasing a dollar to make ends meet? Do you go into survival mode? I know when I look at my bank account and it hits a certain level, I go into, oh my God, I got to fix it mode. So just really give yourself time to observe how this shows up in your life, because you will gain a very deeper understanding of your relationship with yourself. And that's really what this is about. I know I'm not fully through the whole modules, but this is really about your relationship with yourself. And I will remind you, as I say to my teenagers, your relationship with yourself is the most important relationship that you will have, because people will come and go, things will come and go, experiences will come and go, but you will always be with yourself. So enjoy your time with yourself as you explore this particular aspect and the others if they're on top, or you're separating them out, however you choose to move through this. And I look forward to sharing time with you, hearing you, speaking to you in the next module. Until then.